And today we're looking at, should parents decide their children's choice of spouse? I think that topic is something that is a bit dicey, but then it has to be talked about. Some decades back, arranged marriages was a common tradition in various societies. The groom and the bride are selected by the parents or relations rather than mutual choice between the parties involved. Today, things have changed drastically. Individuals find and select their own spouses without parents interfering. Tell us if you still feel parents should choose or select spouse and husbands for their children, and if you're in support of arranged marriage. What do you think about this? You can call us and drop a WhatsApp message via the phone numbers showing on your TV screen, and you can also call us, but as you call us, please do stay away from your mobile devices and your television so we can hear ourselves properly. The topic today, Sumaya.
A really interesting one, I must say. Parents choosing.
I saw you smiling. I think you have something to say about it.
I do. You know, when you said these days people choose, and I'm like, well, we'll see where it got us, because some choose.
Really?
Yeah, some choose, and then yet the rate of divorce or, you know, sadness in marriage, abuses, it's too much. And you know, most times if we're having discussion about this modern marriage and
traditional marriage,
there is difference, Aisha, whether we like it or not. Theirs was more lasting.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, you're in support of parents choosing spouses for their children. That's what you're saying.
I'm trying to weigh every situation. Okay. I'm not saying parents should force.
Okay.
Now, parents could direct.
Okay.
And it's okay. So a parent could see and be like, I like this person. No matter what, we all know that someone that is older tend to see some things differently. And it's up to you to be like, okay, let me try it out and see.
But
if
however
chemistry.
true that may be, I've also seen incidences where parents thought it best to choose a spouse, or let's say, let us not use the word choose, let's say direct now, to direct their children towards the right spouse, yeah? And then they got to know themselves, not as much, just briefly, a couple of months, and then, oh, we already have a caller on the line. I guess we'll pick up this conversation again. Good morning, and where are you calling us from?
Hello, good morning. I'm calling from Yola, Adamawa State.
Can I get your name correctly?
Mohammed.
Okay, Muhammad from Yola, yeah? Go ahead, please.
Yes. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. Tell us what your take on arranged
Marriages.
Actually, the issue of parents not interfering in their children's choice of spouses does not even arise in our society. Because as guardians, as parents, we have the responsibility to make sure that our spouses have the right and the best choice in their life, and which is considered as a permanent one. So the issue is they have their own right to bring whoever they wishes, and we as parents also have the right to make them choose the best among all the candidates. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Mohammed, for that contribution. So
he's saying parents have the right and children also have the rights, but I think that's a bit more complicated if you ask me. Yes, parents have the rights and children have the rights, but I think it bodes well if children are allowed to. This is someone you intend to spend the rest of your life with, right? You should know better, don't you think so?
Do you really know better, though? Do you really know better? The first thing we tend to see that is different from, say, okay, you bring a man and then your parent bring a man for you. The only difference, the first meeting would be chemistry. You saw that person and there is that chemistry. And this person, you already feel he's been imposing you. So there's a bit of, I'm doubting a bit. So I feel like that's the difference. Okay, we have another caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, can you please speak louder so that we can hear you?
Good morning. My name is Usman Santraki from Yola.
Okay, Usman from Yola. Good morning. Thank you for joining us again.
Good morning, Sumaya, and the other guest, though I don't know her.
Okay, so what's your take on the topic today?
Well, the topic is an interesting one.
Okay.
There's not anything wrong for parents to choose spouses for their children, either male or female. But I think ideally, they say the parents should give the children the latitude of getting their spouses on their own. I'm not disputing the fact that it is not wrong. Our parents, like my mother, it was her father that gave her in marriage to my father. And it lasted well until she died last year. So I don't think there's any argument for or against. It depends on the background of the family. In most societies now, you see some family, they even prefer that kind of marriages. They choose maybe a father, a brother will give his daughter to the daughter of his junior brother, and the mother laughs. So I don't think it depends on how you perceive it. But ideally, if you see that there will be rancor, or at the end of the day, the mother will not last. It's quite advisable for the parents to give the latitude of choosing spouses for themselves. Thank you very much, Sumaya, and good day.
Thank you so much, Usman, for that contribution there. Okay, it's all about, choices. Some believe that you should, give the children the right to choose, and some say you should. Okay, so just because I'm saying parents should direct doesn't mean I'm saying impose. See, I get to choose, I got to choose my own husband. I saw him, we understood each other to a point. And because I knew that I needed my parents' approval, I needed my parents to be in line with my decision, I told my dad that, okay, I want you to see him and talk to him, and if you're okay with him, then it's good. If you're not okay, then I'll step back, because I knew that as a man to man, they tend to have an understanding. So I gave my father that platform to help me see through. We all know love can be blind, so I wanted him to see. So it's not like you're saying that the choice should be taken away from the person, but there should be that guidance. There should be someone to have someone that has a tree sense different from your own emotions.
Right.
Yes. So, okay. So we have another caller there. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Mohammed from Zaria.
Okay, from Zaria. What's your name, please?
Mohammed.
Okay, Mohammed. Thank you for joining us. What's your take on the topic today?
Yeah, this issue of choosing a spouse for children is something that has to do with moral burden.
Okay.
As you see, parents are just a guardian to their children.
Go ahead.
Yes, they have a burden to choose for their children what they think is better for them. So I don't think parents would do something that will hurt or that will cheat their children. So children need to understand that their parents always think for better life for them. So, but sometimes parents has to think of their children, understand them, so that they will do what is better for them.
Okay.
So I don't think there is something we discuss in public like that. It's something that parents has to, and their children have to sit down and decide often. It's a burning issue within the family. Every family has such issue, especially nowadays that we have children that think they can decide for themselves. But it's not like that. That's my take.
Okay, but Mohammed, don't you think though parents sometimes, are using selfish interests? It's based on, we know some parents that can look for a man because it's rich for their child, or, a woman, vice versa.
It's true like that. But sometimes you see our children, they don't understand that. They don't understand that sometimes your parents will choose something for you that you think is not good for you at your age now. Think of our parents. In our parents that what you do in house land now, you may not know your spouse until you enter your room or sometime in the past. But think of how long it will be, the marriage. But look at our nowadays marriage. Something, you marry a lady or you marry a man, just 1 year they will divorce. You see, but our parents, they will life something. If they learn something, it's our parents that will think of it because they have learned it since before we were born. That's what I think.
All right. Thank you so much, Mohammed, for that
You're
contribution.
I think this
Yeah.
topic is not a one size fit all. Yes, as much as parents have this you call they have this foresight, right? And then there's the moral value, and our society today there's moral decadence. Yes, but then again, I think I've seen a scenario where parents choose a spouse for the children or for the female child, and then it turned out that they didn't even get to know themselves. They just went straight to marriage because that's the ideal thing to do, right? And then they did. These people didn't spend up to 6 months together, and they were out of the marriage because they were strangers. Even as they were married, they were still strangers, and this person had someone she was interested in before. But then the parents felt, I know this person, I know this person's family, let me just go ahead and let us just arrange this marriage for you. And then
Okay, so we've started receiving messages. Okay, one says parents should not pick who their children will marry, but they should keep an eye on them and advise them accordingly. Well, that's a very interesting contribution there. Please do not forget to always include your name and your location. That way you would know that, yeah, we appreciate you and we can relate. Okay, really interesting one there, Aisha.
Yeah.
He's saying parents shouldn't. So
just like I was saying earlier,
just like you were saying.
they thought it best for their daughter. This person is from an ideal family. They're wealthy. You raised that point earlier. They can take care of you and everything. Well, by the end of the day, she got into the marriage and found out that this person is a mess. Apart from both of them being strangers, it turned out that they could not even relate at any level at all. They were almost always quarreling, and it was as if,
and that's the scary part.
And by the end of the day, they had to separate.
That's the scary part. Okay, good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, we can hear you. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Umar calling from Borosset.
Okay, Umar from Barno. Go ahead.
You just with yourself.
What? Can you please stay away from your TV set and talk to us?
Hello, Umar. Are you still there?
Okay, I think we lost the Umar. Yes. So it's all about, even though, say, parents of the difference of parents of before choosing for their children, Aisha, we have to pinpoint is that way back the girls or the boys are not allowed to even date anyone. So by the time they just arrange a marriage with you with someone, he's someone new to you, so you have a room to do. While these days people are dating. Okay, so we have another caller.
We have another caller. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from? Hello, good morning.
All right, we lost that caller again. Please keep trying, and if you can reach us, just call, send your message on WhatsApp so that we can, get to read it out. Do not forget to always include your name and location. That way we'll get to read that out as well. Okay, so as I was saying, when parents, refuse, are choosing way back, you don't really have a choice. You don't have anything to compare it with.
Right.
So because you've never dated, so you just did that one. But these days, people have room to date. So when a girl or a boy is already in love with someone, do not impose someone new on them.
Right?
Yes.
So we do have another caller on the line. Good morning, and what's your name? Where are you calling us from?
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling us from, please?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Please stay away from your TV set.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and
Can you
location,
hear me?
please. Yes, we can.
Yeah, I'm calling you from Jalingo, Taraba State, Nigeria.
Okay.
What's your name, please?
The name is Bishop Dr. David Ocheje.
Oh,
Okay, thank you for joining us, Bishop. Go ahead with your contribution.
Hello?
Bishop, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Okay, the name is
I think he needs to move away from his TV set.
Please move away from your TV set and talk to us. Please move away from your TV set. You don't need to hear yourself from your TV. You're already talking to us, so just talk directly. Reduce the volume of your TV set. Else, the contribution that you're supposed to make would not be able to reach us. And at the end of the day, it's like you're wasting your time, you know, and losing an opportunity, because a lot of calls or callers are trying to reach, you know, the line to talk about this situation. Okay, so right now we're going to read another message there.
Okay, so we have this message from Muslim Muhammad from Kaduna, where he says the idea is that individuals should have the freedom to make their own decisions based on their own preferences, values, and compatibility. What matters most is finding a balance between respecting cultural traditions, maintaining family harmony, and safeguarding the rights and autonomy of the individuals involved. It is crucial to promote open communication, mutual understanding, and empathy between parents and children in order to navigate this sensitive topic and reach a resolution that considers everyone's perspectives and well-being. That's a brilliant one from Muslim Muhammad from Kaduna.
Muslim Muhammad,
I was reading that, and then I was, trying to understand the message underneath, the meaning. That's
he covered. He tried to cover it everywhere. He says the couples should meet each other, talk, understand each other.
Mutual
and then the parent should be kind, you know, and have, when the child brings a person, then find a kind way, you know, to just, it's all about your child, not about you. Okay, so we have another caller there. Good morning. All right, I think we lost that caller. Please keep trying to call us.
I think from Muslim Kaduna. Okay, there's another message on WhatsApp where this is Musa Umar from Gombe State. I want to say hi to you and may Allah reward you. I want to support this descent of children is most unfortunate. For example, I say I want to study electric engineering in high school and my parents did not support me. Okay, she wants me to study medicine. I know my talent is to be an engineer. Okay, that's a sad one.
Right now, I think engineers are earning more money, though. When the contracts coming in, okay, so we have a first hand someone saying, you know, leaving the parents to choose can hurt, you know, the child really bad.
I think this topic is all encompassing. It's not just about marriage now. It also boils down to career path, career choice.
Parents imposing their choice.
There are lots of parents, you know, growing up in secondary school. This is what you want to do, but then your parents are saying you should do something else. And by the end of the day, there's lots of unfulfilled dreams, unrealized ambitions, and all that.
A really sad situation there. Oh, we hope that you figure it out, Omar. Okay, we have another message there from Aliasa Ugarba from Maiduguri. It says, good morning, my sisters. Good morning. Parents should be the ones who make the marriage choices for their children. Though it is said that marriages are made in heaven, but we need to make a right choice to make it successful. Now, parents play a vital role in our lives, especially when it comes to big decisions like marriage. Okay, Aliasa, a really good contribution there. We'll talk about it. We have a caller now. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, what's your name and where are you calling from, please?
Yeah, my name is Bishop Dr. David Echeje, and I'm calling from Jalingo, Taraba State.
Okay. All right, Bishop, you called us back. So, what's your take?
I want to look at something that is very striking this morning on this your conversation, especially looking at it from the dimension you handling it and other callers that have been coming in. I've been listening to the conversation. The marriage institution is a very sacred institution, irrespective of religion, ethnicity, and the diversity that is involved. I'm looking at it from this perspective. The two individuals that are coming together must come from the perspective of love. They have love for each other, and they should be given opportunity to express their love for each other. The suggestion and the interference of parents into the marriage institution most time can jeopardize the fulfillment of that union, because the parents are not going to live with these two individuals. Well, their opinions are good, their suggestions are good, their inputs are good, but these two individuals have to know themselves for themselves. And of course, they have to understand themselves before they come together. And of course, they have to believe in themselves. They have to have their own vision. They have to build their own union. They have to build their home.
Okay.
Bishop, okay.
As Bishop from Jalingo, I think Bishop supports or buttresses my point earlier, the point I made earlier. I mean, these are the individuals that are going to stay in this institution forever, that however that may be. As much as the contribution of the parents are valid and marriage is a sacred institution and these people have been there, they spent years. As a matter of fact, they gave birth to you, so it is assumed they know better. It boils down to the two people who are still going to be in that
and
marriage.
The parent might not really know. See, things about arranged marriage. When a parent starts showing their son to your daughter, they try to, you know, paint him in the most beautiful light. Oh, he's an engineer, he's so and so. So they don't really point out his negative traits. And when the girl don't even get to like date him or get to know him,
it's as if the marriage is built on pretense. You know?
And you don't know, you don't really, the girl, the people are doing it for the parents. So they don't really like each other.
It's like a show, you know, we're just showing so that because our parents agree, so let us just act like that.
Even though Aisha, in some situations, we know that parents also can make the right choice. Like you people could even have chemistry, but at the end of the day, you're not courting for long, so you just marry, and you don't know how that person's anger management is. You don't know how that person reacts when really frustrated and really sad. So there's a lot of things to cover. So I understand where Bishop is coming from. Okay, so we have another message from WhatsApp.
So this person is Abubakar Kazim Ibrahim, and this message is from Jos, where he says, good morning. Girls should allow to choose, their husbands. Parents advise them for the good person who has good character. Okay, I think this person is otherwise saying that girls should be allowed to choose their partners.
Yeah, we all know that the majority of the people that suffered a range of forced marriage are the ladies. You know, the boys get to choose at some point, or even if they tell them
I think the society is not even being fair to feminine gender, right? Society is not just
and the boys can easily be rebellious. We're not saying that some of them are not even forced into marriage. They are, but then some of them can rebel, like, I am not going to.
Right.
And the parents
But women are not given as much chance as the men are, because as a lady, you're not even allowed to be rebellious to your parents.
You're supposed to just... Story. Okay, we have a caller there. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, what's your name?
I'm just carried away by your topic, and I want to contribute.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello? Okay, I'm James from Court of Appeal, Pastor James from Kaduna.
Your name?
Pastor James from Kaduna.
Okay, we have a pastor. Okay, pastor from Kaduna. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. I really appreciate your contribution. And the issue of decision for children that are mature enough to have their spouse. It is not allowed biblically, and even Islamically, it's not allowed as well. Every child that is grown up, because marriage is for women and men, it's not for the babies. So those ones that have already decided and matured enough from the age of 20 to 30, they have to decide on their own to marry. Because you are not going to, just like the bishop said, you are not going to stay with them. They say, father, leave his mother or parents and go, or the husband leaves his parents and go and cling to his wife. So it is an issue that two of them have to decide. There are 3 stages of marriage. Approach, from approach to courtship, from courtship to the marriage proper. They should know the do and don't of each other. And if you compel them to marry each other without knowing their do and don't, it creates a lot of problems. Misconception, misappropriation, and the marriage might not last. So it is better to allow them. Both the children can equally come and tell you, the parents, this is the person I love. I want to marry him. I want to marry her. You say, are you sure? Yes. Then let them observe themselves in these 3 stages. Approach, the courtship, before the marriage proper. And they observe themselves, particularly when that courtship is the do and talk and not of both the young man and the young woman. He can decide, no, I'm not fitting to this man's character. I'm not fitting to this woman's character. I will not marry her. Within that courtship, approach doesn't matter, but it matters a lot. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
The approach can be, maybe you see him or her physically. Maybe he's very brilliant in the school, a schoolmate, or you see her very beautiful, elegant, the structurally, but in the inside, the characters are not matched. So when during the courtship, they can equally say, I see her, I see him, he's very handsome, he's very beautiful, but the character is not matched to my own. They can't marry.
Okay,
so
thank you.
The parents now, you can equally cancel them. Because after the counseling, in the process of to marry, after they have married themselves, you don't have part of lot. You need to advise them. And then when you advise them, they take it or not, it's left for you. But you to say, I will not agree with my son. He must marry this person. I will not agree with my daughter. She must marry this person. It's very wrong of any parent or any rule to just govern that.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Pastor James, for that wonderful contribution. Aisha, this reminds me of a story of a father, forcing his 2 children to get married to, and both daughters were dating some different men, and they got married. One was patient to tolerate the new husband, and the other tried, but she said she couldn't fall in love with him. And at the end of the day, she ended up killing herself. A really sad and scary situation. And this happened in the north. So parents definitely forcing thing, it's a no. You can only direct if
you can only guide. You can only advise.
Exactly, advise.
I think we're in a modern society now where we have enlightened people. As much as that is, I know the divorce rate has gone up too, but then I still think the 2 people who intend to be married, who intend to stay in this institution for as long as they want to, they should be given the opportunity to see for themselves, choose. Parents should just serve as a guide.
Big decision that a person should do for themselves. Even as a parent, you feel, I want you to have the best, but leave that person to make that
is you even believing your children are matured enough.
Indeed. Okay, so we have more messages. So let's take one. It says, this is from Aisha from Yobe. Parents can sometimes be sentimental and decide the wrong person for you. Not all parents are right, and not all of them have, reason well, which is true. At the beginning of this,
you mentioned
something like sometimes not everyone is blessed to have the best parent. There's some that they love their child, but they love money more.
There's some sense of sentiment that come into
wrong. Exactly. So at the point that you're supposed to pick, for your child, it's all about maybe the family name, and say maybe this person is from this family, but then he drinks a lot, he does something, negative traits that he has, and yet the parent know, but it's all about.
Sometimes the parents are aware of the traits, the terrible traits of the other person that they intend for their children, but then they just neglect it and say,
you'll be happy, you'll be happy, you'll be contented. So situations like that. So yes, Aisha, we can of course relate with what you're saying. Thank you for that message. It really is a sad one. There's a deep conversation, Aisha, on this, and as much as we know that parents are sometimes they have the foresight, but still. Okay, so we have another caller there. Good morning. Oh, sorry. So we're taking a message. I think we lost that call there. It says the topic is an interesting one. And my contribution is that parents should recommend who their children can marry, but not forcing them. However, the choice of the children must have the blessings of their parents. This message is from Ibrahim from Maiduguri. Well, thank you, Ibrahim, there. So we have another caller. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name and your location?
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, please stay away from your TV set. Reduce the volume of your TV set.
Good morning.
Okay, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, okay, I got some pattern for Lagos State.
Again, your name and your location?
Is it not the number? Sorry, I'm watching the Trust television this morning.
Yeah.
But the answer I think is not the people that doing the program that are telling me.
That's because you're looking at your television. You are listening to the volume from there. But right now you can talk to us.
Okay. Concerning the topic.
Yeah.
The marriage topic they are.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. So the topic they are saying this morning, it's really concerning me.
Okay.
Because even now, right now, I have issues in my marriage.
Oh.
Whereby my mother-in-law, every short 24 hours in a day, I can count the highest. He was described every time in communicating with my wife. It's just like he lived on his husband's house and also living also in my house. But their communication is all about me, what they can do to me. So I wonder. It was, and even now, we are not together anymore. And truly, whereby a wife that you marry has no love in you, always saying that your parents, your parents just give you out because of your money or because of this. You are not even interested to see whether, my health issue, all it needs is just for me, I'm spending for you, you don't care for me, even to show love. You even show love to the boys that are living with me than I, as a husband. I just reason, I'm always, when I was into this marriage, the only thing they say, thinking the day I will give up. Before the woman just left me and go back to the parents. So, now,
Yes.
So now, I don't know. And he has a baby for me. Although I do paying her some money to take care of the baby. But the issue of us getting married, it cannot work because the marriage that that maybe it can be maybe something that one day a person can kill each other. It's not a marriage.
Okay,
thank you. Something in a way of threatening of life. So I want to know what the advice you can give as far in such marriage.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
That is a sad one right there. I'm sure everyone is watching and then they'll have one or two advice to chip in.
We hope you figure it out. A really sad one there. Parents should try not to
keep talking about meddling.
Meddle. Yes, that's the word.
We have another caller on the line. Good morning. Can you tell us your name and where you're calling us from? Okay, we lost that call. And let's go back to our WhatsApp platform where we have a message from Abdul Razak Maigari, Abuja FCT. He says parents should be the one to recommend, but that of choosing should be the prerogative choice of the children. Freedom at last. Okay.
Indeed, that's I
think everyone has been saying recommendations should be from parents, but choosing that choice, the choice should lie solely on the children.
You shouldn't take away that
a parent could recommend, okay, I think this person is a good fit for you. However, the choice is solely yours.
Because it's something forever. It's not like you're saying, no, Aisha, don't take that daily trust newspaper. Do something else, you know, or what to eat. This is a lifetime decision. So you need to let the children make that decision.
Right.
All you can do is just advise them. The meddling can hurt marriage. Please. Okay, we have a message from Dahiru Usman from Yola. He says they say it doesn't matter whether you pick your spouse or it's picked for you, right? Because you will never find a complete perfect partner. That's true, as we would wish for ourselves. But it's easy to reconcile with the partner you pick than the ones that was picked for you. I think for ladies at a younger age, parents should decide for them. But isn't that I feel
One
like
is from Dairu. I think this Dairu is contradicting himself. You're already saying that the choice should be for the partners.
And then you came back to say
for
the
younger,
girls, and you said young girls, not the boys.
I think there's a disconnect.
You're right now. You're hurting the ladies.
Right. So what is he saying? That so if you're at a younger age and as a lady, the parents should choose. But then when you become older, what happens to the younger boys?
Exactly, they get to choose even. That hero, a really funny contribution there. Even though you made your point from the beginning, I agree with you. Parent cannot force someone. You can only recommend, guide, support,
advise.
Yes, but anything other than forcing. If you feel like your girl child that's underage or is not ready to, or is not ripe for that kind of decision,
is not matured enough,
then allow her to get matured. Okay, so we have another caller there. Good morning.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, what's your name and your location, please?
Yes, I need to get back online with you. This is still Bishop Dr. David.
Okay.
The reason why I call back is just to follow up with the last caller.
Okay.
The last caller has really dropped a very mind-blowing information.
Yeah, go
okay,
ahead.
continue.
The last caller has really made a very striking point. He's talking about the interference of the mother-in-law into the marriage, and they kept talking, and his life is under threat. And I also want to make an observation that this is a very interesting platform. Your interaction is very important. That maybe in subsequent, I'm only making an observation and a suggestion to contribute to this important platform. That maybe you can also involve some from the clerics of both authority to be able to be part of this platform, so that such striking questions can be given attention to, because it's one of the appalling issue in the society, and a lot of marriages are affected in this manner. And of course, I want you to please give attention to that question, and so that man can be attended to, because it's really, really not him alone, but a lot of institutions are affected in that manner. When you have the parents intruding into the matrimony, when the attention of the spouse are being taken from the man or the lady, his mother is taking his attention, or the father is taking his attention from his partner, it can be very, very boring, and it can make the home a hostile place for the partners. So we really need to pray for that young man, so that he cannot make the second mistake, and he needs really somebody who is really an authority in the faith to be able to counsel him and then be able to guide him through, so that he will not miss out in life.
All right, thank you, Bishop, for coming back to give priority to that particular caller. Really good observation there. And of course, sometimes we tend to bring psychologists, someone, a marriage counselor, to discuss these certain issues, and perhaps we might look into it. We might bring someone.
I was going to say that this program is a platform that allows for almost everyone and every authorities coming to speak to matters and issues. There are psychologists and who have come on the program to talk about certain issues. And for that particular caller who's suffering this or has suffered or has gone through this and felt the need to share, I appreciate you sharing that story. And
just stay tuned to Trust TV. See next week, and would try to bring someone to discuss about certain issues for people that suffer issue like this, because this situation, it's not all about a man doing facing this. Even women face the in-law issues and all that, and it's not good. Okay, I think we have another caller there. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, your name and your location, please.
Yes, my name is Ahmed Jibrin Jain, from Latvia, Nasarawa State.
Okay, thank you for joining us, Ahmed.
Yes, I really enjoyed your program, Daybreak. Specifically, this topic, should parents decide their children's choice of spouse? Yes, of course. It is very, very salient at this crucial time because of the experiences that we are seeing today. Because of naivety, because of love, spouses met in the schools, in the cafe, in different places, without fully knowing, understand the background of each other. We just engage into a marital relationship. At the end of the day, the relationship will not hold. So many things. Instead of them to, remain loving partners, they will, at the end of the day, becoming enemies. Therefore, to my view, it is very, very important for parents to key in, in selecting, in choosing whose partner should be. Because what they can see behind, the couples may not see, they will not be able to see. So there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong for parents to, intervene in selecting who becomes their husband or their son's wife at this time. Yeah, in cases, they can choose for themselves. But in most cases, their role, parental role in this thing is very crucial. So we cannot negate or throw away our value system. We have to hold it. Western culture, we can't always stick to it. We need to look inward to our value system. So, I'm an Hausa man from the northern part of the country. When you look at for example, Fulani cultures, they play their role and it works for them. It works for them. You understand? So, at this
but Ahmed, don't forget, even though it works for some it doesn't work. And if we should look at it, Islamically, it's not said that the parent should force. So we're talking about the forcing. You can arrange marriage. There are some situations where you see the children will be the one to tell the parents, choose someone for me. And that's also called arranged marriage. So what's your take on that? Do you think the parents are forced? Because you use the word key in. Should they actually have to choose, or should they just guide? Yeah, should they force or just guide the children? Okay, I think we lost Ahmed there. And right now we'll read some few messages from WhatsApp.
Well, we have, this is Doji from Bauchi State. He says, marriage is like an investment. It factors children's input. The most important part of children's choice is the understanding between the intending couples. Most marriages don't last long because the parents impose on their children based on their interests. Of course, there are marriages that were arranged by responsible parents and work perfectly, but understanding between the children is key because marriage is beyond love. It descends to other factors such as respect, time management, and caring.
And if there is no respect, then there's a problem, which is true. Comrade there made a good point. Yes.
From Bauchi State. Yeah, he did make a good point.
Okay, we have a lot of messages here that we would read, and okay, right now I think we have a lot that we need to go through, and honestly I feel like some people we can't really get their message. Okay, so we'll read this one. It says, good morning sisters, good morning, I'm Rukaya Ibrahim from Kogi State. Thank you, Rukaya. Most parents' decisions are the best. Mostly girls don't know what they want, but things mostly go well with the parents' advice and decisions. Okay, Hussein, I'm sure some Rukaya, right? I'm sure some people might disagree with you when you say most girls don't know what they want. All right, that's all we can take today on the messages and the phone call on marriages. Should it be arranged or not? Thank you so much for calling in, for sending messages, for those that we could not read.
I think this topic we may have to bring it back again. Like I said earlier, I said it's a dicey one. It's really a dicey one. It's something we cannot exhaust.
Exactly, and it needs